there's a lot of ways that disconnection and ruptures are experienced and expressed. So I, offer these what I call the 7 Ds of disconnection, and I will utilize that with clients at, again, both the dyadic relationship level, right? And I do see a lot of couples in my practice and have for many years, and it's helpful to unpack, like, what what is the nature of our disconnection, right? There's some rupture that has occurred. So, before we jump into to trying to fix that, we need to understand what's going on. And also with individual clients, where I'm not working with the relationship in the room, but working with the client's relationship to others, to themselves, to community, to culture, to society as a whole, across groups, between groups, etc. So let me just identify these 7 disconnections, and then I'll kind of share an example of how kind of unpacking those disconnections can be helpful, um, uh, in therapy. So the first D is detachment, right? And that's separation, abandonment, loss, marginalization, isolation, those dynamics. So disconnection can be expressed and experienced through ways that we become detached from someone or something. The next would be dehumanization, right? So thinking about the ways that disrespect, disregard, othering, objectification, pathologizing, right? So these ways that dehumanization dynamics are operating in the disconnection. Right? The third would be delusion, right? We become, disconnected from our own truth, from our own kind of authentic experiencing. There can be a confusion, a masking. Right, putting up a mask is a way of kind of presenting something false, or kind of holding on to something false. The ways that we distort and deny or disguise, right, are forms of disconnection, not showing up authentically. Demoralization, right, is another way of feeling disconnected. Despair and disillusionment and hopelessness and sort of an apathy, right? Becoming disconnected from a sense of hope. And so one of the ways, again, disconnection is experienced and expressed is in this demoralization. We can also think about domination, right? Domination. So that intimidation, threat, subordination, silencing, right? Silencing. So the ways that power is used in kind of triggering, igniting this disconnection, and then division, right, would be the sixth D, right. So that's kind of the fragmentation, the compartmentalization, the duality, right, dichotomization, the ways that we kind of split, right. So disconnection can be experienced in terms of this fragmentation, division, and then finally the seventh D is destruction, right. So this destabilization, when things feel shattered, erased. It's a sense that things have deteriorated, maybe been significantly damaged, right? And that's a form of becoming disconnected or disconnection. So these seven Ds can be helpful in really unpacking. Let me talk briefly about a couple that I worked with for a while, where really unpacking the nature of the ruptures was important work to do with them. One of the important ones that we talked about and talked through that both of them really strongly connected was this idea of how demoralization was impacting them. Right, so they were feeling this sense of just despair and hopelessness around their relationship. They had 2 children under the age of 5, and, between work and taking care of the children and, household, they just felt like there is no space for our relationship. There is no space for our relationship. And so this demoralization actually started showing up in, kind of a giving up of, right, well, what's the point? We're just tired all the time. This is our life. This is what this is going to be. Right. But naming it, right? Naming that this demoralization had this impact of emotional distance, right? Was really important for them. So, just that creative brainstorming process. Once it's identified, what do we need, right? What needs repair? Um, and we were able with this particular couple to figure out a way for them to have it could not be a weekly date night because of their lives and their support systems, right? But we were able to figure out possibilities for a date night periodically, and that was helpful.